All right, here I am. Here I am. Okay, so I've gained about just under 400 paragons, like 375 or something close to that from the season. And let's take a look real quick at the season again. So I dropped to overall rank 50, which is fine. Top 50 ending. That's actually excellent uh, compared to a lot of the higher paragons. Oh, wow. Yeah, Marauder. Oh, Natalia's. I was like, for some reason, the person chose the shoulder transmog, I guess. I was a little fooled there for a second, but obviously when the person has dual wielding, it's very likely Natalia. I was just looking at the Marauder shoulders, and I expect some people to play Marauder more than the Natalia. But anyway, let's go to the God DH. I felt another rank, but anyway, people around me uh, are like way higher, and they obviously delayed. The only one that was closest was this person back in mid February, which is amazing. I actually enjoyed seeing someone really close that I overtook with some luck, but quite a lot of effort considering. So that's the gear. I even had a very close to primal gloves that in ancient that basically look like that. And then I'm one of the several that decided to go with Valas instead of the conventional elements setup. There are probably like about maybe 10 or so that tried the Valas somewhere like in between like all these other ones, but most of the ones I would say it's a COE way. Uh, in any case, continuing that, I decided to use recipe page 11 for the necklace. The chest piece is the weakest secondary out of every other piece. I mean, even the belt secondary and pant secondaries are terrible. And then on the opposite end, my bracer choice that I ended up with is actually a secondary with physical resist and range reduction. And then I turned a really interesting focus for damage range because I didn't get enough damage range from the switch from Valas. So the switch to Valas from my Primal Fortress damage range. So I made up some damage range in the focus, even though it's not the trifecta focus. And then this is my favorite drop of the season, I would say, uh, when I got it during the 124 clear success. This was my drop, and initially I played with 23 area damage for a long time before I got the 24%. So it was originally not that perfect, but in terms of the primary stats, it's really, really awesome to see, and it helped a lot for the season, being not the strongest seasonal theme for God DH. And then, very luckily, it's between the 63 to 65% uh, roll, and even 63 would hurt quite a bit, even though it uh, still can work. But uh, if you need to start working on area damage, or if uh, one of your weapons or something is lacking, then uh, the cooldown window of 1 to 2 seconds will hurt quite a lot. And then I had to swap to archery at some point for the GR 140 and 141. I'm usually a thrill of the hunt player where I can use more Oculus rings that are farther away, and so due to my lack of paragons as well, the archery is directly helping to uh, further maintain the 1 to 10 crit hit chance, crit hit damage ratio, as well as any additional per screen damage from the boost of archery passive. Yeah. Anyhow, uh, this skill bar has always been with me since season 24, even before the ethereal season. Before the Soul Shard season. Sorry, I was thinking the ethereal from 24, and as well as the next season, right, is also ethereal. So in my mind, I was thinking of the ethereal already. And so this is the Soul Shard with the Sliver of Terror, cooldown oriented skill bar for the most part. And I've always been using this, uh, and not special recipe or anything like that. So it's definitely something that several people will use, and whomever that got used to the social art season would likely do the same. And there are definitely more than 15 people that I think I saw during the season were using uh, Vanishing Powder and Wolf Companion, uh, some mix like that. But I will keep the blue text on the screen if it's visible enough, and that is the summary of how and how many times I uh, attempted those and the completion paragon at the time, and I'll keep that on the screen because it is, after all, a much weaker season. Season 37 was a weaker season for God DH, and those attempts, uh, I mean, if you look at them, there's no point talking about whether I fished or not, which, you know, why why would I bother counting if if I had fished? Like at some point you want to be faster, and so you wouldn't count, right, as much. Anyway, I have all the VODs for them, and so let's go ahead and start sorting the mailbox. I am going to start making some room to enable myself to consolidate the monk, because my friend kind of motivated me to do some non-season monk, uh, and so I will be consolidating the monk from season 34 and from this season. In fact, I actually at the very end of this season, I actually went to do a quick GR 130. So I actually got, you know, top 75 or whatever, and then uh, also rank 50 uh, LOD. Yeah, so both very interesting. Non-ancient, non-ancient, pretty interesting way of turning the trifecta without crit hit damage because Witching Hour holds. the crit hit damage, as well as this Rabbit Strike that I obtained in an Ancient Vault right after I self-leveled myself a monk. So I didn't even like. I mean, easily we could have asked for help with an Echoing Nightmare, but I actually leveled a monk myself, and then I used one of my several ancient puzzle rings, and then in the middle, in the center, actually, uh, near the door, near the middle door, I actually got like the double primals, and one of them was this Rabbit Strike, and I was like, whoa, okay. I mean, it is a simple cooldown version only, but still, it actually helped because my non the 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 non-seasonal one, right, that I'm about to consolidate, actually struggled with the Rabbit Strike from season 34 because the season 34 was the angelic season, and during the angelic season, I actually used a Hiroshiro's blade that was the angelic item, right, with the same stats of the primary stats here. And so since I have to use a Cute Recipe Page 11 version of Kiroshiro's blade, I did not have a backup um, Rabbit Strike because in the Angelic season, my Rabbit Strike was the Cute Recipe Page 11 in season 34. So I had to swap over to the godly version of a Cute Recipe Page 11. The way that I enjoy life per hit in the weapon until you have enough paragons, then you can go for elite damage or 10% damage. Yeah, so I will be consolidating this uh, monk from season 34 into the more recent one. Uh, at the end of this season, this one, I'll be consolidating because I got this Pinto's Pride as a wizard, which motivated me to play, and then I got this Rabbit Strike. And this was also a very interesting drop when I was playing my Demon Hunter, obviously. And I will keep this in the stash, or even on me when I need it. And during the consolidation, I will consider using this or not. If I don't already have a Fire Elemental Trifecta Ancient version, so I will use either a non-ancient Fire Elemental Trifecta necklace that I know I have as well. Um, or I'll just keep using this until I actually get a good one. Alrighty, well, that's the little short summary. I will talk about the wizard stuff later. But for now, I am going to do some mailbox sorting. Let's go ahead and grab some stuff so that I have more room in the stash. Uh, I know that I made some room here. I do not know if this is gonna be enough room for me to keep everything, and I need to start moving some stuff first, uh, so that I can consolidate the monk next. Because I have to move the follower gear, or at least decide what season 34 follower gear are better than this season's one, because I took some of the gear from my wizards enchantress, so like if I can return, I will, and I will consider whether I need to keep the wizard or not. It will likely have either the Typhoon Hydra setup or the LOD Meteor setup uh, on profile. All right, what do I want to consolidate as of like right now at this moment? I want this. character to help me hold some items, uh, just to give myself more room to do what I need to do later. And I will also be consolidating my Marauder items, and this is why I'm taking them out to visually check my mailbox, which is what I'm gonna do right now. Okay, so I have how many items? 560 items to sort. I think this is one of the highest ones. Uh, Even though I've already spent some time during the season taking, you know, a lot of salvaging, I ended up recollecting more and more items, especially the fact that I played the monk at the end. Uh, so I have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Uh, Let me sort the Marauder first, I would say. Compare and salvage Marauder items. Yeah, I have so many items to sort through, but I think the quickest would be to complete the Marauder side. Where's my Marauder chest pieces anyways? Okay, here. ROV. This is because I have this one created right before they decided to change the ROV, and so I have like loads of like, see, I have a different UE primal stuff as well here. This was like the old consolidated UE. So like, in fact, like any UE, I don't need any more UE pieces for sure. I mean, it's like primal replaces primal basically if I need to replace anything. Um,
What skills should I use?
oh right, the shadow masks. I don't need any of these two just now. I mean, this was pretty good, but it's only 14%, so I can actually get rid of those two quickly. Um, Natalya's. Let's see. I have a different shadow. This one I think I can get rid of this one too. Just now was a better one, like a 20% area damage, so I can get rid of this one. And then I can get rid of this one as well because it's 14% impale. And I'm also keeping the ancient version because uh, whenever you get good ancient pieces, they're just like, especially when it's like really high roll, like almost 1,000 dexterity anyways, you want to keep them because, you know, um, Primal is very easy to get good rolls since they are max already, but when you get really nice near max ancients, it's not as easy. Chess pieces. This is a good one already, so I don't actually need to keep any shadow chess pieces. In fact, I kept this because it was the 15% life with the physical resist version. So I basically don't need to keep any shadow pieces, shadow chess pieces, in fact. Um, let's look at the Natalia real quick. This is the physical resist one. So this is the other physical one, but it has lesser vitality than this one. So I can get rid of this one. This is the all resist version. Um, hmm. And then this is the other physical resist. 924, 924. Very close. Okay, so I'm taking these two out. Um, Gloves, this is already a quadfecta, basically, and this is a consolidated one because the name of the character is ROV Massacre anyways, so it's a consolidated one. It's not in the season. It's already like every different season gear. So this is a consolidated Natalia traps. So I don't think I need any parallel gloves. So this one is out, even though it has the 1000 vitality. And then I don't need it. I don't. Yeah, this is the best boots with the pickup radius and health globes already, so I can get rid of the Natalia primals that I got this season, 37. So I can get rid of that. Um, Chest pieces. This is already the all resist version with a range damage reduction, so it's very unlikely. This is the discipline way, but discipline is basically infinite, so this too is basically out because this also has 130 resists on there. This is only 127. So let's salvage carefully. This two is
What
out.
should I
This
trade?
one's out. This one is out. This one's out. This one is out. Okay, let's move the gem out of the way. Alright. Natalia pants. This is 641, 592, 130, untouched. So don't really want the thorns there though. Even though this is better. Um, hmm. I'll just take. I'll just replace then. Even though I can roll like for slow. That's why I kept this one last time. Okay. Um, what else? Natalia's. Is there anything else in particular? Oh yeah, this is the all resists version. Uh, Shoulders. Trifecta versus this one. Still not good enough. So it's out. Yep. Even though I don't have dexterity on the one that I already have, it's out because I have the utility stats on here. Okay. Let's see if I have guardians that are better than this, just in case I want to hold one. I need a fire 6 crits, ranged damage reduction if possible. That's the intelligence side. I don't need this one on ancient. This is the fire 18%. This is defensive. Physical. This is only 15% fire. So I don't have anything anything useful. This is the closest one, but I already have 20%. So salvaging these three. Um, yeah, I have a lot of God DH stuff that I don't need already. Um, oh yeah, speaking of UE,
Material. It's been interesting for me to see all of these
I don't
places
need
where
this, I
you and
think,
Nephilim journeyed.
right?
I've heard so much about your adventures with Leah and Kay. I
Just
almost feel
now.
like I was there.
They were
I guess I forgot to
trying
check,
times.
but I won't replace that anyways. So I'll have to hang on to one just
What
here
skill should
in
I
this
use?
row. It's just one anyways. I'm going to probably sort the God DH stuff now. Oh right, the gloves still. Natalia gloves. This is the attack speed version. I'll keep one in case. Oh, I have a funny trifecta. Sadly, it's not. The only thing cool about this is that it's 10% crit chance, basically. Like both of these 10% crit chance compared to the quad. So I have to wait. I think I have to wait for one more. I have already the same one last time. This one doesn't have a resist actually, so I can actually get rid of this one because it doesn't have resist. My old previous one has direct resist here. So I can get rid of this one. That's good. At least it's not taking up so much space. I mean, not that I have any more space. Um, what else? Um, compass roses, right. I have so many compass roses that I can get rid of. Okay, so this is the attack speed non-ancient. Do I have an ancient one now at all that's comparable to this? Intelligence side. This is the cooldown side. I'm gonna hold this one. Area damage. This is the other cooldown side. This is attack speed. 5. This is 7. So I can get rid of this one. Even though this is the attack speed and area. It's okay. This is the attack speed cooldown. Okay, so I can get rid of um this one. I have a ancient cooldown damage range one. Um, in fact, this is just a non-ancient, and it's only 27%, and I can get rid of it. The only thing cool about it is that it's thorns, but I don't think I'm gonna. Well, the movement speed part is funny because I mean it's still capped out on the Crusader build. Yeah, gonna get rid of it. It's useless. So get rid of the two. Um, it's only 5 cooldown. I need to just check my other compass roses that I have here. This is the 8 cooldown one. Yeah, I have like higher cooldown, so anything less than that I can get rid of it. So this is the third one that I can get rid of. Um, and then this has physical resistance, so I'm keeping that one. This has 11% area. This is like just the area version. Do I have an area version already? This one. This intelligence, cooldown. Do I have a different tab of compass roses?
What should I trade?
Strength. So no. Yeah, so I need to still keep some compass roses. Get rid of those. Oh, right, I need to check this one. This one is flex. So actually I can get rid of these. This is 18%, 4.5. So I have to compare this one to this one. So my old one is better. So I can get rid of this one. And then this one, I can get rid of this one as well. The only thing is that it's 6 crit. But the 11% area is really stupid. But it is physical resist. Hmm. I think I can get rid of this one. Get rid of this too. So let's just get rid of those two now. Otherwise, I overthink. I can just put the compass roses here instead. let's just do that. I know it's strength side, but let's just do that. Traveler's Pledges. I have a dexterity version. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I'm also on the EU side right now. I have both NA and EU, but I'm sorting my EU side. Congrats, very nice. Think it's time to sort the God DH side. It's almost like too many God DH items, in fact. I have like different seasons of God DH. Oh, right, the Natalia. Yeah, I was about to say the one thing I remember in season 34 I got this one. The only thing different is that I lost 1% spike trap. But the damage range is so good from season 34 Natalia weapon here that it's replacing this because of the damage range. This damage range is basically primal. So yeah, replacing that. This is a consolidated one though, so this can replace. Alright, so I think it's time to go back to the God DH and just start wrecking the God DH stuff because they're taking up a lot of space in the mailbox. Yes, exactly. So I got a very nice one during the season, and since this Demon Hunter's name is called ROV Massacre, so this was the time right before Natalia got reworked, right? And so I think I might even have a Natalia um crossbow. That's the previous one somewhere. This one with the ROV. This was the old ROV Reign of Vengeance. So like I could easily just put it here instead, just to show that it's the ROV one. This is the older one. But anyway, yeah. So I think I'm gonna go to the God DH. Wait, Traveler's Pledges. I was about to Traveler's Pledges. So this is the Fire non-ancient and Dexterity near primal. Okay. So I'm needing a Fire Ancient one. Intelligence, I'll deal with that later. This is a funny area version. This is a Lightning Elemental Trifecta. This is the Cold, well, Flex. This is basically just Dexterity. Lightning Elemental Trifecta with physical res, physical. This is the cooldown one that's useless. So this one I can salvage that one, and this is the fire one. This is the flex one. This is the flex one. Um, like the most advantage is that it's a flex one, and then it's fire resist, so it's technically better because you can dodge arcane. However, the funny part about Natalia is that you don't actually dodge arcane, you just sit there and get swiped. Ah, but I'm salvaging that one for sure. Um, I had to compare my other Traveler's Pledges in the... So I have a Lightning Elemental Trifecta already, Ancients, so I can salvage any Lightning ones. Um, I have a Cold one on Ancient. I have another Lightning one, so I don't need any Lightning. Yeah, I don't need any Lightning, so I can get rid of the two Lightning ones. Lightning 1 and Lightning 1. Even though this is an area damage one. This one. That's what I meant to take out. So I can salvage these three. Um, okay, this is the intelligence side. Um, intelligence side. I mean, I don't really need specifically intelligence side when I have elemental trifectas already. So that one's out too. This one is kept for area damage. I'm gonna keep it for the Crusader side. I'm gonna keep it for the Crusader side. I can salvage this one. Um,
What should I trade?
technically I don't need this at all. So I'm gonna get rid of it. And then I'm down to this one. Uh, physical one. But it's only a 72. Let me double check that I don't need physical one. I don't really have one yet, right? I mean, this is already a flex one, so I don't need this at all. Yep, so I salvage those two. Yep, okay, it's good. The Natalia rings. This one is basically a trifecta non-ancient, so I need an ancient trifecta. Can I have an ancient trifecta? This one's 5.5, 50. This is still better than this one, so this one's out. And this is the area damage ancient. Hmm. I said I wanted ancient, but this one can flex for cooldown, so I'm gonna keep both, and then I can get rid of that one. So I can get rid of that one, get rid of that one, keeping this one. Right. And then what do I have here? This one is the crit chance only. I mean, uh, anyway. Um, only two of not primals. Yeah, if your ancients ones are nice, it's better. I'm just saying. Like, the ancients are harder to roll well, so if you have an ancient If you have an ancient one that's like basically near primal, that's fantastic. Primals are just like a good border, and unless you get a perfect one, like for example, this is close to perfect, but it's not a trifecta in the primary stats. But otherwise, just like my yeah, yeah. I mean, eventually, if you have a consolidated one, then you want all primals because that's the point of a consolidated. But if you get ancient ones that are all like this, like if I get like super ancients, like for example, this gloves is like the only weakness of this one is that it's 8 crit hit chance. I mean, sure, it's not 20 area damage, so eventually this is a problem. So like this is where the primals are better, is that eventually when you get past to let's say 130% area and this became like a 129 total area or something, like when I get to the 129 area by chance, then because this one will be roll for area damage or something or cooldown, but either way, um, where this becomes a problem is both the crit chance and the 1% area. If the 1% area cannot get me past the 130, stuff like that. So that is when the primals are better, but in terms of the RNG, getting a quadfecta ancient is not easy, let alone the same with the quadfecta primal. But the rolls of the ancient is so crazier in range. So it's like, you know, if this was 10 crit, it's harder to get than a primal one because the primal one is per stat is max already. Sure, you use it because you get one, but in terms of how often you get max ancient under primal to get the same stats near max, it's way more difficult. Why did I pick 110? When you take a 110, you get like min rolled everywhere, and it'll take forever to reach what you want, but 125 is fine. Let's go ahead and test the area damage. Where's the area? I'll take the cooldown first and sit on the cooldown until I see that, well, not 13%. I think I'll just sit on cooldown first. Unless I see the... Yeah, the game wants me to sit on cooldown. I mean, this version needs cooldown anyways. You want above 50% cooldown total. Which means that which means that my problem is actually the Natalya weapon. Even though this Natalya weapon is great, like my issue now is the Natalia weapon is not like cooldown area, even though it's not easy to get. But then again, you want eventually the right amount, which is basically the only other problem is the compass rose. You want a perfect compass rose if you want to hit all like both the area and cooldown. The compass rose is the craziest one. You played a lot of Necromancer last season. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not a fan of um only playing the strongest of the season. Not always. Now, Ethereals, however, I am a main god DH since the PTR before season 21. So like I would say based on strongest or like one of the strongest I would play is Ethereals for god DH and then the Wave of Light after my Strafe Fire Impale. I don't even enjoy Cold Impale. I enjoy Fire Impale, but I don't have the Paragons that I would normally earn for playing 148 or higher. Well, actually, season 34 I could almost make it 148, I think, with my under 3K Paragon. But in terms of a 149 and 150, I don't have the Paragons to play 149, 150 with fire on Strafe Impale. But I'm just talking about like S tier looking setups. Uh, per the season, I actually choose. Rarely do I play the perfect S tier. Let's see. That's rolling stats is kind of silly. Um, this is the other replacement. It's not really. All right. Let's get the paragons there. 7.4, 7.5, very close. This is not augmented, so that's why this is not augmented, so it would be 7.5. Eventually, this is not augmented as well, not augmented, not augmented, not augmented. So there's like, and not augmented. So I have like lots of room for augments. Uh, so the damage is gonna be like 8 mil. Yeah, not augmented as well. And this is the intelligence side. I haven't even fixed the aug guilds. Yes, I'm a God DH player, so in season 32 I pushed no fishing all the way to 149 done. I was helping out someone else with their 147 through 150, and the other person fished 150 like 3,000 plus keys. My 149 was 94 tries, 93 or 94 tries over 2.5 weeks, like 12 to 15 keys per every other day in the 2.5 weeks. So like under 100 keys, I got my 149 done. It was like what Paragon 2973 or something. So like under 3K, just under 3K Paragon. Of course, Ethereal season is easy enough for the God DH, so the Paragon number isn't that big of a deal. But the big deal is that it took me under 100 keys for 149, just under 100 keys. I played all of those, all of those keys up to at least the first two pylons, more or less. At least the first pylon, I would say. So my pushing style, thank you so much for the follow. My pushing style, hey, hello Deathwing, how are you doing? I'm just sorting my mailbox right now. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so my pushing method, even the so the blue text that you see right on your screen, the blue text you see, I mean, sure. Even last season, like no, well, season 36, right? I got my God DH 150 done, no fishing as well, and it was 9 keys, 9 total keys to get the 150 in the Soul Shard season without fishing, right? And then last season, this is the on the screen on the overlay. That's what I did without fishing. For God DH, and my Paragons was under 3K. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the 142 down. I got close, like I got like around 5 out of the 60 tries. I got pretty close. Like some of them were like breaking even at like 70%. There was one or two that I spawned the Rift Guardian, but I didn't have enough time. And then there were two that I messed up the conduit, I think. it was very, very like situational. The conduit appeared too early, so then I didn't have any help in my second half anyway. So like I messed up a little bit, but at the same time I wouldn't have enough damage for my second half of the rift. So I gained enough time from the conduit, but it was still too early for me to get the second half going. Yeah. So unfortunately the 142 I couldn't get it done, but my pushing style has always been no fishing, at least check floor 2 because I play a more mobile build, so I get to check floor 2 most of the time. And sometimes in different seasons, I've had where floor 3 was the, well, this is talking about non-Oryx as well. So non-Oryx, sometimes they hide my second floor or third floor or fourth floor, max fourth floor, where it helped. And then I think even in season 35 or was it 36, I've had a, I think it was season 35. They hid my percentage gain. I gained from 48% progress to 80% progress on floor 7 Festering Woods. It's like, really? They hide the best floor on floor 7 and I gained 40% on my progress. I failed it, obviously, but I brought myself closer to almost break even on floor 7. It's like, why did they hide it down there, right? It was definitely a fail, but the funny part is that, as you know, if they had given me a better floor earlier, it would have been closer to break even. But it's so funny that they tend to hide the floor behind. And even last season, just this season 37, my GR 139 was it? Floor 1 was a small keeps. And then the second floor was grotesque battlefield. And that made it. So sometimes if it's like a Hell Rift floor, if it's a smaller floor, first floor, if it's a smaller first floor, you can try to check the floor 2, especially if it's a Hell Rift. Like, Hell Rifts are small enough for you to check floor 2. Desolate Sands is also small enough for you to check floor 2. You can leave after checking floor 2. You don't have to play further. You just have to spend 20 more seconds. You can spend that 20 seconds to check from a Hell Rift or a Desolate Sands for floor 2 to see if floor 2 works out for you. So, the most basic rule, this rule never came from me. This rule of check floor 2 has always been there ever since the charge barb long time ago. Especially charge barb because any support barb would check the next floor, right? To see if people still want to time attack the group play 150 or something, right? Obviously, people support barbs will close the rift if it's keeps floor 1, right? That's for sure. Spaghetti and keeps floor 1, it's usually a insta close. But in terms of like a Hell Rift or a Desolate Sands, you can just charge to floor 2. So for me personally, whenever I do push attempts, unless it's a very immobile, like a walking build, right? Then you can say, well, the reason that you would close the rift faster and start fishing is if it's a walking build. But the more mobile the build is, whether it's like Chicken Witch Doctor or the God DH, for example, or if your wizard still has teleport on there, if your necromancer still has the blood rush, like whatever, like it is, if it's a Hell Rift or a Desolate Sands, you can check floor 2 at minimum and then close it after.